the Great, fantastic. Welcome. Like I said, I'm Crystal Snyder. I am the Learning Coordinator with the Maryland Out of School Time Network. With me today is Ellie Mitchell, our Executive Director. I'm going to give full, I have had this cough in my throat, so if I start to, cough a little bit, I'm going to tag team Ellie in to help out a little bit, just in case things start to kind of go with my voice a little bit. But we are happy you all are here today. We're going to spend a little time talking about our Genomics Learning Journeys that we have partnered with the STEM Next Foundation to bring to 30,000 youth across the state of Maryland, introduce them to genomics education. And we thought a great way for programs to be able to incorporate this into their activities is with the Lights On Afterschool celebration at the end of the month. On October 22nd is Lights On After School. So we just thought we could give you some tips and some tricks and help you get all signed up to be able to access the free curriculum and kind of help you get things started with that. So let's go ahead and sort of jump in. First of all, if you don't know who MOST is, we are the statewide organization and we promote more and better access to quality after-school programs across the entire state of Maryland. So we are here for everyone, all different programs and everything. That is our link tree that has all of the upcoming and current events that we have going on in our program. We also have a newsletter. If you go to mostnetwork.org, that will link you to everything that we have and sign up for our newsletter. It goes out about every 2 weeks, chock full of all kinds of good resources, information, anything that we feel is really important to share out with our programs. So let's start to talk about the Genomics Project. Like I said, we are on a goal to reach 30,000 youth across the state of Maryland, just introduce them to what genomics is, kind of take away that fear of teaching DNA and those sorts of things. The activities are geared towards students in 3rd through 10th grade. They are all hands-on. There's curriculum provided. They are geared for after-school programs, so you don't have to have any really specialized scientific equipment or anything like that. It's really basic supplies that you could get at the grocery store, at Walmart, from Amazon. Really good things that you can help to introduce these concepts to students so that they can then start to think a little bit more about, taking classes in middle school, taking classes in high school, and really just kind of take away that stigma of genetics and genomics and, all of that being kind of out of their reach and everything. And the younger we start to expose children to these ideas and concepts and everything, the more time they'll have to explore them and possibly be excited and turn those into career goals. So let's talk about Lights On After School. It's the perfect time to incorporate these activities. Like I said, they're hands-on, they're family-friendly activities. So these really could be done if you're having an evening family event or having parents come in after school and everything, where families can actually work together on these activities. Low-cost materials, they're done in less than an hour. The longest activity is slated for 45 minutes. So, you can get this done and you can have it set up to do in less than an hour time frame. You could set up genomic stations because there are quite a few different activities with different skill levels, from very basic to what they call advanced. But advanced isn't, not super advanced. It doesn't take any specialized equipment or anything like that. So you could really almost have like a progression of stations if you set up around like your room or something like that, and have quite a few different activities going on. And there are career connections in all of the different pieces of the curriculum. And I've actually put together a document that you can have families link to, that they could and then go home and watch the career videos on their own, and there's some discussion questions that go with each video. It's a part of the curriculum that you could do if you were running it after school, but as part of Lights On. If you're doing those hands-on activities with your families there in your program, then they can take this document home, have the link to it, and pull up those career activities and everything. And I will share the links with you for that after we kind of go through the journeys and everything. Any questions so far? All right, okay, great, fantastic. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, or you can come off mute, raise your hand, just say like, hey, Crystal, I've got a quick question. Let me know if I need to go back over anything. So part of this also comes with the ability to collect data, which is fantastic. So we have two ways that you can collect data along with these learning journeys. You can do individual student feedback data, which is a survey done by PAIR, the Program for Educational, Ellie, help me with the R.
Project in Education After School and Resilience, something like that.
I think that's what it is, yeah. So they, you can do individual student surveys that kind of collect that information of like, it's all post-program, but it asks them like, before I did this activity, how did I feel about STEM? After I did this activity, how did I feel about STEM? And some other questions and everything. So if you're looking for, if you need to collect data for a grant maybe that you are applying for, or for funders or things like that, and you really are looking for good data collection, this is a great way to get that data, and we can we'll collect the information and everything, and then once all the data is collected, we can send the information back to you. We can email that information back to you so that you have it to be able to use in your program. If you wanted to do something like the Lights On Education or the Lights On After School event, and you just wanted to collect data to kind of help us, there's an educator survey that just the person that's running it kind of takes feedback from how the kids enjoyed, how the families enjoyed the activities and stuff like that, and then just kind of puts it all together, aggregates it, the number of people that participated in the activities and stuff like that, and then sends that data back. And then that way we just are reporting to STEM Next the number of people that we had participating in the activities and stuff like that, and that just kind of helps us let them know how many people we, students that we are helping to serve across the state of Maryland. So if you do all of that and you help collect data and everything, we've got some benefits for you. If you serve at least 30 plus youth and fill out a minimum of the educator data, you will get a $100 gift card after the data has been collected. It will it'll be emailed to you. And then if you can do 100, can commit to serving at least 100 youth and have that data and everything, we can help you with purchasing some of the supplies for the activities, and then you will also get the $100 gift card as well. Excuse me a second. Who owns the data and how is it used and shared? STEM Next uses the data to help report back to their funders how this information is getting out, how the activities are getting out to youth, what the reactions are to the program and everything. It's all fully anonymous. There's no identifying details or anything like that as far as who the children, if you're talking about the student data, there's no indicators of who the students are or anything like that. I believe in the educator data there is some a little bit of demographics, just kind of if you're in an urban area, rural area and everything, but nothing really that would identify. It's more just how many people have been impacted by this program and like what is their reaction to it. Is this a good quality program and everything to continue? But that was a great question, thank you. Any other questions about the benefits or the data or anything like that before we move on to really kind of getting into like what are these learning journeys? What are we looking at?
I have a question
Yes.
for the so 100 plus youth. I see you say supplies and gift card.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we believe we can do 100, but we cannot kind of guarantee it. So in that case, like we get the supplies beforehand or we get the after. I mean, supplies I believe is helpful if we get it before the event, right? So how
Yes.
how do you manage that?
We would send you the supplies
Yeah. Yeah.
and, if you're a few short, we're not gonna call you on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can definitely help out with that. I've got some stuff. If there are certain activities that you want to do, I've got some activities that I had planned with the Maryland State Fair that I have put together and everything that I can, definitely help out and bring over and everything. So yeah, we can get that. We can't supply everybody that's, just doing 20, 30 kids and stuff like that. But if you can, a larger number of youth,
Yeah.
we can definitely help you with
Yeah.
the supplies.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, let's get into the heart of this. Let's talk about how to register for the learning journeys. So let me grab the website and drop it in the chat. All right, so that is, if you follow that link, that's how you, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and switch over to the Learning Journeys website. And then that way I can kind of show you what it's going to look like and how everything will work. So if you all want to just go ahead right now and click on that, if you can kind of dual screen or pop that up, I can show you. There is a form that you'll have to fill out the first time you come in and access the learning journeys. But after you have already filled that out, you will be able to then go in anytime just with an email. It doesn't even take a password or anything like that, so you don't have to make up one of those crazy passwords and try and remember it and everything. Just remember which email that you signed up for. And the form that you need to fill out when to sign up for to be able to get access to the curriculum, just really has a lot of data that they are looking for, just to know what type of students are being reached. Again, where you're kind of located. Are you in a rural area? Are you in an urban area? This is what the website looks like. It's just got redone. I clicked on it yesterday and was like, oh my gosh, it looks completely different than what I've been coming to. So I'm kind of getting to know sort of the new look and everything. I think it looks fun. I like the colors and stuff like that. So if you this first page here gives you a lot of information about what the lessons are, about the tiers. So there's an introduction lessons bundle that's really kind of basic, designed for learners in upper elementary and middle school. There's an intermediate bundle for kind of those entering middle school, so those 4th and 5th graders that have a little bit of prior knowledge of genomics. Maybe they've talked about it in one of their science classes in class, but really haven't gotten into it. And then there's an advanced bundle for students who are, middle school, high school, who kind of have had a little bit of introduction, kind of know things. That goes a little bit deeper into some of the concepts and everything. You'll see as you look through the bundles and everything, some of the titles are kind of the same in the intermediate and the advanced bundle, but that advanced takes it that little bit step deeper, looks a little bit closer. So you could even use this as a progression along in programming and everything. You can run this for a longer period of time and start with some of the introduction and then go a little bit deeper and go a little bit deeper into it. Obviously, you'll need access to a computer. A projector is great because there are there's a PowerPoint slide that goes along with each learning journey. And you can kind of go through and you can run it that way, or you could just do the hands-on activities, however you want to do it, whatever works within your program. I'm not going to do the tutorial right now, but there's a video tutorial that tells you really how to get into and navigate through the learning journeys. I suggest you take a couple of minutes and just watch it. It will really kind of give you some insights into kind of some of the hidden gems within within the program and everything. To get into doing the learning journeys, you come down here and it tells you the 3 different subject matters that are in there. So there's the D&E building blocks. Again, that has the introduction, the intermediate, and the advanced. The DNA and diseases, again, has the introductory, the intermediate, and the advanced, and then the DNA and the role of biotech. Again, the introduction, and the intermediate, and advanced. So in order to access these, you have to fill out this form. So let's go a little bit into about the form, because I've already filled it out, so my email address already shows. But it is, so this video just kind of shows, it's a quick 3-minute video that talks to you about the information that is in there. So the demographic information, like I said, is about how many students do you think that you can reach with this programming, even if it's not specifically just for this Lights On event or something like that. How many students in your program do you reach out to when you do other community events? Like I know, Amit, you do a lot of community events. About how many students in a year do you think that you would reach and everything? So we're just kind of trying to find out about how many students that we feel like by the end of December that programs can reach with these programs. Asks males and females, or non-binary or choosing not to. Just estimate numbers. You don't have to have exact numbers, but about how many of each are you reaching and everything. And we'd like you to just make your best kind of estimate, your best guess as to how many students you think that you can reach in each of these categories. Does anybody have any questions, or has anybody reached that form? Are you filling it out? Let me know. You can come off chat, you can drop something in, or come off mute, you can drop something in the chat. How are we doing with that?
Hi, Crystal. I'm so sorry. I'm Chris Frederick from Baltimore Design School. I missed the first couple minutes.
Okay.
I heard you just say about doing events. Would you suggest this to be something that would be more aligned with an OST, or we have like weekly free Fridays that we would have an hour to spend with students? Or would you suggest that we do something that's an event that we could?
So it is really, it's designed to be like a science club or a genomics club, if you will, sort of thing, where you can do the different progressions and stuff like that within it. You can absolutely run it as a program. That's really the intent of it, but it also works well at like a Lights On event or something like that after school, where you can do, because it is hands-on activities that you can do. But the actual formal intent of the program is for it to be run over, a couple of different sessions and everything, which is the beauty of it. And I know, Chris, you said you missed the beginning of it and everything. It's all really great. It's hands-on. You don't need specialized equipment or anything like that. Your educators don't need to be, scientists and genomicists and everything. They're really like easy activities that help to just kind of spark that interest, kind of get that like, hey, what is this? And everything. So designed 100% for out-of-school programs in mind. That was a great question. Thank you for asking.
Christine, there's one that is connected to fashion, right? There's so I'm just saying that because I know that that's something that your school and students explore quite a bit, and so I just wanted to make that connection for you.
I lost the bar at the top of my computer to get back to this. Hold on one second. Let me stop sharing for a second. Okay. Sorry. I lost the navigation bar at the top of my page. I wanted to get back to the main journeys.
So,
So
so I have a question. So where do I get the form? I don't see that.
when you go down to go to lessons,
Uh-huh.
the
Oh, I
first
see. I
time you
see.
click on that,
Okay.
the form will pop up for you. It'll ask you to put in an email address. And then when you put in the email address and you hit submit, then it should open up your form. Thank you. That was a great question, Amit. Thank you. You're on mute.
Sorry.
It's,
It does not have to be just after school. It can be on the weekend also, right?
yes, yeah, yes. Anything that's out of
Okay.
school time.
It can
Okay.
be school, it can be after school, it can be, because we're also engaging teachers around this as a good introductory way of starting with these topics. So yeah, it does, where you use it, when you use it, we're agnostic about that. And I was gonna say we don't care. Of course we care. But we just want this material out and being used and engaging with young people.
Yeah, and once you fill out the form one time, you don't have to fill it out for each of the three topic or anything like that. Once they just ask you to fill it out the one time, give us that information and everything, and then you can go into the actual lessons. And since I've been in a few times, I will go ahead and it pops it pops out all the information and everything, and then I'll give you another minute to kind of fill out if you're filling out that information, and then we can kind of go through what the activities look like and kind of what's behind the secret curtain, if you will. Any questions about information on the form or anything like that? It's all pretty standard information that we sort of collect, when you're doing, it's a little bit harder if you just do a lot of community type events and stuff like that. But if you've got children registered in your program or youth registered in your program, you have sort of a lot of that demographic information.
And just use your best estimates. It doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to get a feel for the demographics of your program and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And the reach.
All right, looks like people are still working a little bit. Has anyone made it past the form and into the learning journeys yet? Almost, all right. All right, thank you, Amit. Fantastic. All right, while everybody finishes up, I'll just kind of start to go slowly through what's on each page. So I just clicked on the very first activity bundle, which takes you to the DNA, the building blocks. And then within it, when you scroll down, there's a video tutorial that just kind of helps you kind of understand how to implement that learning journey. So it just gives you a little bit of information. It's another 2 to 3 minute video and everything, not real long, just kind of gives you some implementation tips and everything. And then it tells you the intro lessons bundle is recommended for grades 3 through 8. To implement the whole intro bundle, it only takes about 2 hours. Fantastic. All right, everybody's getting stuff done. So the topics, then it tells you what each of the topics are, getting to know the genetics of the ear. That one's a little bit longer activity, but that's a great activity. So that one's really something that's hands-on. The getting to know, usually if it's a 15 minutes, it's usually a video that comes with some pre-video questions and then some discussion questions to have after the video, which is fantastic. Excuse me. Then the Where's DNA, which is another video, and then breakfast proteins. So then if you just click on go to the lessons, it actually takes you then to this page that goes a little bit deeper into each activity and everything. So the DNA building blocks, intro activity, and discussion slides. So this is, Christine, like if you wanted to do it as a full program in your free Fridays that you talked about, you can go here and it actually takes you to a already put together PowerPoint presentation, which is fantastic. That just kind of helps the educator and the students just kind of go through step by step how to do the different activities and stuff like that. So you can present this as your intro to whichever activity you're doing for that session of the day and everything, and go through. It doesn't have to be used. You don't have to actually use these slides and everything to be able to run the program, but it's there, it's helpful. It's something that your educators don't have to prepare on their own. Again, it's plug and play. We kind of give you, they give you everything you need except for the supplies. So then go back, and then if you just wanted to do a certain activity, so you were like, let's just do the genetics of the ear, you can go through and you click on it, and it gives you how to prepare for the lesson, and then it gives you the link to the actual full activity guide, but it gives you how to prepare during the lesson, and then you click on the activity guide and it takes you to a separate web page that shows you the full way to do, so how to print. It gives you the different grade bands that you can work with, so it'll gear it towards different grade bands and everything. Tells you the subjects, tells you, what kind of activities that they're looking for. There is tools and materials, so you know exactly what you need. So it's basically just printing that sheet of ears, and then you go around and you find people that have those shapes of ears, how to put things together, things to do and notice, gives a little bit of background as to exactly what you're talking about, what you're studying in there, so that, again, if your educators aren't automatically, don't have their own background knowledge and everything, they can read this and they can have this discussion with the students. Whether they read it to the students or they just put it out in a discussion form is up to them. Excuse me. How to take it a little bit deeper, some teaching tips. And then if there are other resources that they want to go to explore a little bit further into, excuse me again, into this activity and everything. So everything is there that you need. Okay, and then you go back to the regular learning journeys. And then you can go back to the activities, the list of activities, and then you can go through. So this has 4 lessons. Again, takes about 2 hours to do this whole learning journey. And then you can continue to move on. And then you can navigate through the site just by going to next lesson, and it'll take you the whole way through. So here's the page with the first video. And then again, the next page where you're doing the DNA and the role of biotech So this is the intermediate, again, the slides that go along with it. And just everything is there. Let's go into one of the activities. I think a lot of this one is, so this one is, another activity. It has a video that you can watch to see how the activity is and everything. It's kind of a little introduction. It tells you what your supplies are: thermometer, tubs to hold ice and bottles of water, bag of ice cubes, those kinds of things, what to do during the lesson. You can watch the video with your youth. So there's all types of different information that tells you, just helps your educators know how to do these activities and everything. Any questions about how the activities work, how the flow of the website goes, or anything like that? And then at the top, you can kind of go back to the different types. So if you want to go to a different learning journey and you want to go to the DNA and diseases, and then this one has that same first page, talks about video tutorial, your intro bundle, your intermediate bundle, and your advanced bundle. And then the final journey is the DNA and the role of biotech. Again, your intro, your intermediate, and your advanced lessons. What questions or comments have we kind of brought up by showing you all of this information? Yes, Amit.
So two things. Like first is, do we have to finish this before December? I think I asked you last time also, but I'm not sure. So this has to be done by December, everything.
We need to have the surveys submitted by December 31st.
Okay.
So if you want to continue to do the program past December 31st, that's okay. We just have to have like the surveys come back. Ellie, you had something to say. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I was going to say. Also, you don't have to do a survey with all the youth. You can also just do an educator survey.
Okay.
So we are offering you the opportunity to collect data on the young people if you want it. But the easy route is to just complete the educator survey, and you would just have to do that by December.
Okay. Second question is, when we put this out in the community, we have to make the flyer, right? So what information we have to put on the flyer, except like, saying this program, this where most logo or next logo or what. So if you can like just email me what I have to put on the flyer, that will help to like, do this. And login info, sorry.
We don't even we're not even requiring people to advertise it as a particular thing. So it's lovely if you acknowledge us and STEM Next, but it's not a requirement.
Okay, good. I mean, for us, like recruiting the kids, like, we always have to put out in the community and community response, right? And flyer helps to like, and we have a form, so they put it like this. So if we have to inform them, it's easy to inform them what we are going to do, where we are going to do, kind of thing. So, and the login information for this, we will get it separately, right? To log into all the resources here.
Once you log in with you complete that form, every time you go back, it will just recognize you. You don't actually have to have a email and password.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second time you go in, it may ask you to just what your email is. So whatever email you used to go in the first time, and it doesn't even need a password or anything like that. It recognizes your email. Like today, I had been in it earlier today. And then once you're in a day, you don't have to put your email back in, but if you are in today and then you want to go in tomorrow, you just put your email in, hit submit, and it opens back up for you.
So where will be that login? I lost that. I think that you may have sent it. So we go to nextstem.org. So there is a login on their where will we log in?
So once you go to that if you just keep going back to the Genomics Learning Journeys, the original web page and everything, when
Okay.
you'll come up to you'll come to this page.
Okay.
And then whatever journey you want to go to, the DNA building blocks, when you hit that go to lessons, it'll just pop up like it did for the form. And
Okay,
you
got
just
it.
put your email in down there and hit submit, and then it'll let you right in.
Perfect. All right. Thanks.
Yep, absolutely. These are great questions. What other questions do we have? Wonderings, musings, observations?
Is the survey at the end of the lesson or the beginning of the lesson, or where do we find the surveys?
We will actually generate a specific link for you.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we'll generate that link, and once we get the the survey back, and you've said, the survey back, and if you're doing the educator survey and you've said we reached 30 plus students and everything, then they'll generate that gift card to you, that $100 gift card. Lane, did you have a question?
That metric, number of surveys by what date exactly? Like two specific pieces of information?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I'll take it. All you have to do is complete the educator survey link by December.
I just,
But if you want to collect data from all of your kids and get that data back, we can create links for you for that as well.
okay. December.
Yeah. And we are here for support. We will drop in the chat also Ellie's email address and my email address. We are here for any questions that you have during, as you're setting things up. We'll get in touch with you and find out, if you're planning on doing this and everything, to make sure that we get you the right kind of survey, which type of survey you want to do. If you're just doing the educator survey, that's fantastic. If you're like, I need the data back, and you want the student surveys, we can get that for you and everything. And yeah, we'll keep everything rolling. These are great questions. Thank you so much. All right.
I just want to say that it's doesn't just sound like a very comprehensive program, but it's visually very pleasing. Also. So great, great job.
Yeah.
It's good.
We are excited to be able to be a part of this and share this with our educators. And like we said, it's a great resource to use. We just need the data back by the end of December, but once you are in, you are free to use this anytime you want. So you will always have access. You won't lose access at the end of the period that we're doing this for or anything like that. So you can continue to build a program within your after school programs and everything for your students using these journeys and everything. And you can even have the students then expand upon them. So this could really kind of continue to be almost a part of your after school program and curriculum if your students are really interested in it and really want to take off with it. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment and just kind of let's pop over, since we were talking about Lights On, let's kind of do a quick focus on Lights On After School. How many of you are actually know what Lights On are, or planning to do a Lights On After School activity? Just if you want to raise your hand or pop something in the chat or anything like that, so we can talk to you a little bit about what Lights On is. All right.
So I don't know the dates for that. I think 22nd October, you said that's a weekday.
The beauty of Lights On is that although the actual National Lights On Day is October 22nd, we encourage people to celebrate Lights On all through the month of October. And
Okay, got
so if you wanted to do a Lights On event that was not on that day, totally fine. And so actually, I guess it's the 23rd this year. It's always the third Thursday of
Okay.
of October.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you go to register your event, if you're going to have one, it does not have to be on that Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, so anything that happened, we've even seen some Lights On events spill over into November.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I can like, do one. We have regular Saturday, Sunday a slot in library, so we can put one slot for this activity or this
Yeah.
program. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be this. We were
Yeah.
just saying this is a great way if you are planning on doing a Lights On After School and Lights On After School, and you're like, but we haven't decided what we're doing. We're just giving you the opportunity, like, hey, we've got some, great stuff to share with you. So this is the Lights On After School webpage, where you can sign up, you can register your event, which puts information out into the community. And if you want to invite community members, if you are interested in having possibly elected officials in your area come to your event, this helps you to be able to invite elected officials to come out and really understand what after school is, what the type of activities that we're doing in OST in all parts to continue to help with funding and support for after school events. This is all in here, but this is the official webpage of the Lights On. It's a national event. Like Ellie said, the actual date is October 23rd. That's sort of the nationally recognized day, but you can do your celebrations at any point, and you just kind of can go in and register your event. Excuse me. That way, you're sort of a part of the movement, a part of the thing. If you just want to register your event, but you don't want outside people coming in and everything, that's okay too. You don't have to put in all that information that sort of gets shared for people to come out. But you can still say, hey, we're doing this. We are a part of this movement and everything. So I just wanted to share this with you. I dropped the link in the chat. Again, it'll be something that I will send out in the post email with all of these resources that we have for you. Any questions? What questions can we answer about Lights On? All right. We talked about, I talked at the beginning about, how to do some of these activities, that take 30 minutes or, some up to 45 minutes and everything, but that there are career connections, and those are usually 15-minute videos that go along. If you're doing it in a kind of one-time event, a community event or something like that, there may not be that opportunity or that time to do those career connections. So what I have done is I put together this nice little document. Again, let me share my screen. Where I put together all of the career connection videos and the questions that go along with them, taken from the slides that I showed you at the beginning and everything, and I've created a QR code, so you can just kind of have the QR code up that families can scan this, and then they can take this activity and build upon it later at their home. They can watch those videos together and then have those discussion questions. And this document just kind of puts it all together based on the different bundles of activities. So in the DNA building blocks, there's a video on career in food production, careers in fashion, a virtual trip to Hologic. So again, that information is there. They can watch those videos. There's some discussion questions that families can have where they kind of talk about what are the careers, why is this important, those kinds of things. And again, with the videos that were in the DNA and diseases, and then DNA and the role of biotech. So all of it's right here. It's in an easy to use document that you can give out. You can give this link to. It's a lot to print. If you would like to print it, I can give you the link to be able to have it as a PDF document, but I know that printing is expensive. So I've made a small graphic with a QR code, and I will email that out to you, where families can just scan that QR code, or you can print it on like a little small piece of paper to hand out and everything, where you can put like 6 of them on a sheet of paper, cut them up, and then you're handing out smaller pieces of paper. They can scan that QR code later and be able to access these videos on their own. Yep, I can send it out as a PDF, or the link to be able to just come in and view it sort of how we're viewing it right here on the page and everything. All right. So I've given you a lot of information. So let's kind of get a little bit of feedback. How do you see this working in your after-school programs? Is there anybody who would like to share a little bit about how they could see this working, for whether you're doing it as a full program after school, or how you could use it in a community event or something like that?
So I can go first. So I mean, we have a few things, right? One is community events, which we have 2 coming, but I think we are not ready yet, because one is this Saturday, after 11th, and one I have on 28th. So 28th may work. This is a big event. I mean, 1,000 people come in that. Uh, and then we have Night the Light coming in December. But those are like, I'm depending on that. But I have Saturday, Sunday, I reserve the library now without knowing that I will have a program or not. So I can fill in those time slot with these programs.
Mhm.
That would be easy to do. And then I have my Sunday math class with a small group, about 20 kids. So that is regular. Every Sunday we meet it. So we can do some of the activity there. We have middle schoolers and elementary schoolers in that. So I
Yeah.
think like we have already going like, things or sequences where I can just add in. I mean, we are starting a bioeducation lab for middle schoolers at I-270 lab, which I will be renting the place December 1. So some of the hands-on activity,
Mhm.
there's no hands-on like chemical or this, but if there is one, we can build on this initial knowledge and take it to the little bit higher level. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, this is good to give elementary and middle schoolers some like, flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it can turn into a club that
Yeah,
Saturday afternoons at 3 we go to Genomics Club or
exactly.
something like that, or it can just be a small portion
Yeah,
of a science club that runs regularly and everything. Yeah,
yeah,
that's fantastic.
yeah.
Great. Anybody else have ideas or any sparks about how they could possibly incorporate this into their regular programming, not just special events programming? All right, well, fantastic. What are other questions that I can answer for you, sort of as we come to the close? It's about 12:53, so we've got about 7 minutes. What are some other questions that I can answer about this program, or anything Lights On, anything that most can help you with? What kind of general questions do we have? You can pop it in the chat. You can come off mute.
No, I said I'm good. I mean, I talked to.
Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're here for you. The STEM Next folks are here for us. So if we can't answer a question, we will be able to go back to the people who actually created these materials and get the answers from them. And we hope that the gift cards and the materials are a good incentive to everybody to participate As I think Crystal might have mentioned, our goal is to reach 3,000 young people with the activities, knowing that they've been completed and we've gotten feedback from educators or from the youth surveys by December. So every little bit that we can get to reach that number and have these activities experienced with young people will be great.
Yeah, and like I said, we will be sending out the recording of this webinar. After it's all finished and everything, I'll send the recording. I will send all the links that we talked about today, the documents that we talked about, and everything. And then we will be in touch individually with everyone who has signed up today, just to find out, you know, what type of survey you want to do. If you want to just do the educator survey, or if you want to do the individual student surveys and everything, and we'll just kind of follow you up based on the numbers of students that you have said that you can serve and everything, and we'll, you know, just work individually on those plans and figure out how we can help you and get the ball rolling. So thank you all so much. You have 5 minutes back in your day. I know everybody, you know, can always use an extra 5 minutes here or there because there never seems to be enough time to do everything. But we thank you all for coming, and please reach out if there's anything else that we can help you with. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, Ellie. Thanks.